guys had just finished having a wonderful romp in a lavish, homely home of some lord. That lord, or rather the merchant prince, belonging to Wakanga Otamu. As you guys got the very ingenious idea to infiltrate the house in order to check up on Sindra Sylvain. You wouldn't take no as an answer when you were at the doorway to the guards, so you decided to go in, wrestle a rug, and stumble out back onto the streets. A little bit defeated and whatnot, but with the thought of dinosaur racing in your heart and in your minds. You guys took a rest back at the Kaya's House of Repose Inn, and we begin the following morning. The streets are packed with, well, actually, you know what? The streets are not packed, but the streets are filled with the people at the vendors that are picking up their roasted nuts and some grilled fish. Definitely a fanciful array of new food has been brought out today, including some roasted and kind of stewed, fruity, honey-like substances that are going around on a variety of small, twiny, like bamboo shoots or whatnot that are being fed to the populace around here. And everybody is out kind of cheering, getting ready for some dinosaur racing. And you guys had considered getting a team together and partaking in the races yourself. We begin with you guys downstairs at Kaya's House of Repose, which currently is very quiet. Downstairs is completely vacant. Everybody has meandered outside into the hot, humid outside of Chult, or rather Portney and Zaru. And I have forgotten what you guys actually did during this today. What you guys actually did was you made your way over to the docks, where you were just about to get punched up by a certain roguish-looking seafaring woman, right beside the Brazen Pegasus. So, after you had your morning startup, you went looking for those of the Order of the Gauntlet. And you believe you may have found them trying to take stock in this ship. And you were about to get a punch thrown at you when there is a voice that basically says, Shark's Fin! It's a loud crash voice that comes from a very alluring lady to outdo this small fry that was about to this butch lady was about to try and throw a hook at you, as she stomps her way down and she takes like a demanding sort of charge towards this piratess before she starts causing commotion, and she basically clouts her behind the back of the head as she basically bites. She looks her down while exposing her teeth. Maybe not a very becoming kind of facial expression, but she does that with a growl, as she basically is like, did I say you could start a fight just inches away from my vessel? And basically the sea rat essentially just doesn't give a word, as the pirate, the captainess looking lady, gives her another one behind the head, as she just goes, take your game on board my ship and start swabbing the deck already. You've already been spent far too long out here. And with that, she kind of like intercedes the commotion, as she then lies you up like she's going to pass the fight that you were going to get over from her side. And she basically says, state your business and bugger off.
Hello, miss. We're looking for the Order of the Gauntlet, and we're told that they were aboard the ship.
Well, you're right and you're wrong. You're right that they're here. You're wrong that they're not aboard my ship. Why is this so cryptic? Because I don't really give info out to strangers I don't know.
Oh, I apologize. My name is Pelagius Althodius the Fourth.
God, shoot me. God, put an arrow between my eyes. Does somebody speak less formally than this upturned tart? Come on. Somebody. Anybody. Come on. No.
I'm a member of the Order. Here. As a cleric, I'm a member of the order.
Ah, clerics, paladins. Oh, listen. Ah. She she rubs her fingers into her eyes as she looks like she's nursing a migraine. As she just is like, she looks at the she looks like she's got the lesser of two evils of the paladin. So she's just like, right, back to you. Go on.
Yeah,
Uh,
we did a great favor for the order, and so we are in good relations to them. So I think we should be friendly to you too. You to us also.
She looks so downcast, so downtrodden, as she looks utterly unimpressed via the whole niceties that are coming here. As she basically just says, oh, she just gives a sigh as she just goes, You want to meet one of them, is that what you're getting at?
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, let's get one down here. Jesus. To the 9 gods, no, to the 9 levels of hell, could someone please get me someone who's not a fucking paladin or cleric or order of a gauntlet? And she says that as she's stomping up the rampart back to the ship, as you can see there is a young-looking man with blonde hair, brown eyes, and cherubic features inside a set of chest plate that's way too big for him, as this woman basically grabs him by the cuff of the broad metal-plated rim of the neck lining, and basically you can hear the metal clink as all the chains ruffle as she just starts hucking him down the stairway, and he kind of stumbles forward as he's running down there, and she basically says, "If you have to talk holier than thou, do it off my ship for 5 goddamn minutes." And she basically just stomps back into the deck of the ship, and she's out of sight, and a moment later you hear a door slam back hard as she clearly moves off in a stomping, angry rut. The man before you, human in nature and definitely a northerner, sees you up and down, and he definitely makes heads and tails of you guys as he just goes, sorry, yes, greetings. I see you're one of us, fair brother. He says, addressing to both the dwarf and the paladin.
Displaying the initiate of a Brotherhood necklace I got earlier, I'd say yes. We were helping out people over at Camp Vengeance, I believe, and we brought a whole lot of sick here, but they have nowhere to stay.
He basically, his face lights up with joy as he reaches forth and grabs your hand as he just goes, "Thank you. How many did you bring back?"
14.
14? That's a whole third of the... well, not a third, but basically about a fifth. That's incredible. Oh, my goodness. These will be one of the few that's ever come back from the jungle. Ha! There is hope, brothers.
The leader there, Bonebreaker, I believe his name was, said that he requires immediate reinforcements.
Oh, of course, that's what we're here to do. We're not meant to tell others, but obviously you being of the order and whatnot, there's no reason I would ever lie to or keep anything from you, sir. No, we're taking this ship and we're gonna try and go around the island and approach Camp Vengeance from the other side.
How long would that take?
Oh, not long. Probably only about a month or so.
I believe they would like sooner reinforcements. Maybe enough to replace the men that got sick.
Well, we are all very brave and ready to go out there, and we will be there without any hesitation. Though we've had nobody come back from Camp Vengeance, or not a lot. This is the first. This is the first of the order to actually relay something back. So we have been planning this route around to have better chances of getting to them. We figure the route between Portney and Zaru and Camp Vengeance is more deadly now that Camp Righteous has been destroyed. the whole river Sosenstadt proving to be much too difficult to navigate.
If you come with us, you will survive.
We are on the way and have proven very capable.
He basically thinks on that as he goes, well, we've already paid the piratess, but to hell's of it. Yes, we'll follow you, no problem.
Wait, I have a question for you, sir, and I'm kind of drawing it out to ask his name.
Good fellow, good fellow.
Sir, your name was?
Goodfellow. My name is Sir Goodfellow.
And Elithir says, you said Camp Righteous was destroyed?
Yes, right in the middle between here and Camp Vengeance. It's right against the river. Big, giant, croc-headed crocodile statue. Should have been able to see it if you passed by following the river.
We did. I want to know, how did it come to be that way? Like, who did that?
Oh, we have no idea. Honestly, this is about it's only been a week since I've been in Cholt myself. Once we got down here, we had already been told that we should take a route around the island, around the peninsula of Cholt, and come at Camp Vengeance from behind. Don't go around the same route in case, well, while we're willing to take on the undead, we're worried that they may have the route already too heavily blocked off for us to make any real progress through.
Well, when we went by there, we seemed alright. Nothing really too serious.
Really?
Like my paladin said, we are very capable of traversing this, the River Sojenstar, and we also do have a guide as well, who is probably much cheaper than your piratess proprietor.
Wow. Well then, I suppose with all that in mind, we can't go wrong. As for, well, he thinks on this. The ship's paid, the captain's got to make a trip somewhere, and we've got a boatload of sick. Well, we could send them home, to be honest, and then we can traverse ourselves down there into the forest, into the jungle.
That sounds very wise. These men have suffered more than you can even imagine, being that they're the only ones that come back. They should have a chance to go home, recuperate, and if they're still faithful to the cause, come back.
Well, of course they are. They'll be back as soon as they're fit and able.
Well, what are we waiting for then?
Well, that is a good question. The answer to that is that dinosaur racing. It's today.
Well, did we want to take part in that?
You definitely did the last time it was mentioned because it was a good way to make some money. You'd be an upstarting dinosaur team. All it took was a rider and a dinosaur, and big payout for like an underdog newbie to take the show. Especially if you bet on yourselves.
We can try.
I'm very good at riding many an animal.
That is true. You have a druid. Animal handling would be best done with them.
I want to make myself clear though, and I look at my paladin and the rogue because I'm assuming that he was the one who had the idea.
He was a strong influencer to the idea, sure.
I want to make myself clear. My powers of shapeshifting are not meant for betting. I will not be transforming myself into a beast so that we can make money. That is just not my way.
This money can be used to help the Force.
Yeah, the Force.
You do have some magic powers, right?
Of course.
You do have the animal handling or animal friendship magic power, right?
I do have spells of that sort, yes.
That would help you exceptionally with a unfamiliar large lizardy beast, sure.
Well, just to know that I will not be transforming myself into a dinosaur so that one of you can ride me.
Okay. No problem.
We just have to find out how much an animal could be.
How much could an animal be? That is a very good question. And there is a little area you can work this out. over to the south, like the southwest, whether through general chit chat or through your own investigation, over towards that area in Tariki Anchorage, there is a large amount of pens, and these pens hold a variety of dinosaurs that are available to be sold and brought. And you guys could pick them up no more than going to your local pet store and picking up a little friend.
I suppose we should start there if we want to go through with this.
We should see, is Sir Goodfellow still with us?
Yes, he is with you, and he represents a entourage of 10 other initiate, clerics and paladins alike.
Sir Goodfellow, would you be willing to sponsor us in a dinosaur race so that we may procure proceeds, money for our costs?
Oh, I would, but I've already paid the captain. I haven't got a penny to my name.
Oh well.
Yeah, no,
How much money do we actually have altogether? I only have 3 gold pieces, to be honest.
I'm at 22.
Ooh.
Paladin over here is just making side money.
Yeah, apparently.
Nice.
Well, it's to pay Echo back for the trip here and back.
Well, it's
Oh yeah.
Itzel
I
is
have
sitting on
59.
5. Yeah, Itzel's sitting on 5 gold pieces, which they won't be using anymore. So by all means, take that.
What about our, what about the rogue? What about Artemis? How much does he have?
Good question. And speaking of, he will need a new buddy, but now that'll be me for now. He is sitting on 11 gold pieces actually.
I'm going to safely assume that he wants to do this and that he'd be willing.
There's a chance for gambling. There's a chance for quick talking the odds and getting the odds in their favor. A bit of bartering to get that dinosaur knocked off, half off, Buy one dinosaur, get one dino egg free. He wants to do that. He definitely does.
So how much does he have altogether?
Oh, that's up for you to adding. Like Frederick is adding right now.
How much does Druid have?
I said I had 3.
Okay. And what about you, Paladin? Or Cleric, I mean. Oh, 59,
59.
okay.
Yeah, I can spend some.
Alright, well, that's,
100.
Oh, great.
Oh, 103, counting our fishy friend.
Our fishy friend.
That should be enough, I think.
Hopefully.
Well,
Maybe we can find a stray
We can
dinosaur.
always spot.
oh! Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Why don't we just go out into the jungle and just find our own?
Maybe not without our
We
guide.
won't be able to catch one and tame it in time.
Well, there is that, but also there is the case that the dinosaurs being used for the race are specifically adolescent to children-like. They are not fully grown adults, unless, well, yeah, that is the case, because you know how it is, you go through certain changes, you get random body hair, and when you're a young Triceratops, starting to get a tingling between the legs, you become very temperamental then, and it is very difficult for docile, work conditions. But there are some few adult dinosaurs of the smaller degree. It's much more dangerous to hold an adult Allosaurus than it is to hold an adult Dinosaurus,
Yes, and trying to steal a child dinosaur from its mother is like trying to steal a bear cub from her mother. But
Oh.
dinosaur.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Just take care of the mother.
Yeah, exactly. Just kill that mother. Let its blood
I-
drain over the egg
Let's
of the
just
baby.
buy a dinosaur. Or
Yeah.
rent a dinosaur sounds nice.
Plus, what's more, between your druidiness and whatnot, there is a matter that if you catch one outside in the wild, that would be a bit of an untamed animal, which is all fine, especially because you have a druid on hand. But if your druid isn't riding it, it may get a bit more unruly while in the city. A lot of sights, a lot of craziness going on, very temperamental creatures when you're not careful.
Well, I think we should rent one just to be safe. At least then we only have to worry about handling the animal rather than actually taming it.
Sure. Yeah, it would take too much time to get one.
Let's make our way down to the pits.
Yes, okay, so, there is some, stuff on sale here. So you find your way there, and you do not find the merchant prince themselves, but you know about the merchant prince who is in charge of handling animal selling. The prince being Ifan Talroa, seen in the handout here. But what you get is you get some of his middlemen who manage this place, and of those you can see that there are paddocks and whatnot that have varying degrees of animals. Of the smaller degree, you can see that he has some flying monkeys, which looks very interesting, with a very domed cage-like structure, like a bird cage, but of course much larger. And in your handout, you can see that a flying monkey right there. I think he's very cute. Yeah. But also, he has some giant lizards. He has some hadrosauruses. There are Ankylosaurus, Dinosaurus, flying snakes, and Triceratops being some of the prized bull-like animals that are being sold around here, you know. And when you're dealing with a guy, he obviously walks you through, and for the sake of convenience, this is what's on offer. A flying monkey, a giant lizard, and a hadrosaurus are worth 100 gold pieces. An ankylosaurus, a dinosaurus, or a flying snake is worth 250, and a triceratops is worth 500 gold pieces.
Are we able to rent an animal just for the race?
You try to explain the concept of renting to this middleman, and he sort of is like, he kind of goes, welcome, I know the language of Northerners, and I am the knowledgeable of the common talking language. So you can tell that he's a little bit off, but he's kind of confident, and as you try to explain rent, it is a concept he has absolutely no idea how to get his head around. He has never come across the idea of rent in his life. Not one he sounds particularly keen on doing anyway, since his boss is out, and if he sets up something risky on his own, you know, he's not gonna get good receipts, you know. People are pretty to their ways as these business transactions go. But renting? Tall ask. I will allow a persuasion check, though.
I'll use my channel divinity.
Ooh, okay.
Emissary of Peace, which gives +5 to persuasion.
Hey! Very nice! I like it! Who's going to do the... Okay. This was not advantage.
Wait. Can I cast guidance on him? Because I can...
it's too late for that now, unfortunately. The
I
result is
doing
declared.
It.
No, the result is declared.
Alright, whatever.
However, that being said, Mr. Paladin, when you do come forward, you most definitely give off a strong aura of calm, and it's just like, you sort of apply a business hat to your wording, and so you're just like, I understand that new business... Well, actually, roleplay it.
New business ventures can sometimes lead to be the most profitable. If you try to rent, people who don't have the money to buy their own dinosaur or would like to use them, you can still get the money out of them, increasing your market.
And you keep the dinosaur after that.
And you still keep your animal. You don't have to worry about getting another, breeding more. You get the animal right back. In no time, you'll make your money back on what you would have sold anyway.
He kind of likes that. Plus, he also kind of talks to, and he gets the impression that if you win well, then the animal actually is worth more, because it's like, You see this prize beauty? You saw her run today. She's yours for 300 gold. Hey, you know. It's basically like car salesmanship. But
Yeah.
basically, you think you've got him on board with the idea. And for the purposes of doing this, he will rent out an animal of your choosing for half the gold that it's worth.
What was the one that was costing like 200 again?
250. Those would be flying snakes, Dinosaurus, and Ankylosaurus. Ankylosaurus, you may remember, with their club-like tail at the end and thick, bulbous, like spiky, ridged back.
And then the other one was again?
The Dinosaurus is a medium creature, so this would actually not be suitable for riding, as it would be too small, unless one of you becomes smaller. But it is a kind of a leapier beast, not the Velociraptor, but it is the larger cousin of the Velociraptor, and it kills with its claws and feeding while the creature is still alive. So it is definitely a predatorial-like creature. Quite a bit speedier on land than the average humanoid. So yeah, it's definitely good. But the issue is that it is medium, which is the issue for you guys. As for the Hadrosaurus, which is costing 100, that is, large, as is the giant lizard. Though the giant lizard has a climb speed, the Hadrosaurus is as fast as the Dinosaurus. And the Ankylosaurus is not as fast as... Well, he will be as fast as you guys are. If I just check that information. Where is my Ankylosaurus details? There he is. The Ankylosaurus is not as fast as everybody else, but he will be very sturdy, of course. He's got that higher natural armor, and that will be important consideration because you guys aren't going into a typical race. You're going into the Unchained race, which is on today, which is where tag rugby becomes, or tag football becomes proper football, you know? Tackling and bumping is allowed. The gloves come off.
Okay.
Killing is not. It's frowned upon. But, you know...
We only have the money for the Hadrosaurus, and I believe that would be the best bet over the giant lizard.
Well, the Hadrosaurus... Oh, yeah. The Hadrosaurus is large, so... It's a basic animal. It's a not too serious an animal. The Hadrosaurus is your first car equivalent, you know? You start off life with a Hadrosaurus. Maybe... No. A Hadrosaurus is like the sportier version of the first car you ever get, you know? A 1.25 cylinder engine.
Well, I mean, it probably is our best bet at this point, with it being cost effective, of course.
Yeah.
And it'll only be half of our total money.
Yeah, so that's like 50.
We can't afford anything more expensive either.
Yeah. And we do have to pay our guide anyway after all this, so... Yeah, I guess if we're in agreement on that, I guess we'll take the Hadrosaurus.
Certainly. The guy takes you closer to the animal as he brings it forward. He kind of has a stick that has frayed edges that kind of come towards a sort of very frail, like whipped, tasseled sort of thing. He doesn't do anything more aggressive other than just like sway it casually in front of him, kind of to keep the flies away, but it also does seem to have an interesting reaction to the animals as he does bring you towards the pen. There is a lineup of about 4 Hadrosauruses before you, basically, what qualities, what little, you know what, the first Hadrosaurus you see on your left, he seems to be particularly smelly. Very pungent, very, very pungent. Yet he's not farting, though he smells like fart follows him. The second Hadrosaurus seems to have a bit of a wayward eye. He has one lazy eye, and yet to his face, you feel as though you almost see a smile on his face. Almost. The third Hadrosaurus, he seems to be very itchy because his little tucked up arms seem to be scratching over his chest. And he gives you no thought as he just seems to be constantly scratching himself. And the fourth Hadrosaurus, he seems to keep being urged by the keeper to sort of get back on his feet as he keeps seeming to try and be a bit more testy and like a stubborn llama trying to sit down constantly, you know? If he's not sitting down, he's kind of thinking about sitting down, and it's clear he wants to sit down. Between this lineup, which do you think is which do you have a bond with, you know?
Maybe the stinky one, because the stinky one might make the other dinosaurs want to stay away from it.
Mm.
Good point.
Also, it doesn't have a lazy eye, it's constantly itching, nor refuses to listen. I've dealt with the worst. Have you ever smelled a goat after it's been born?
No, but I've smelt you, so...
Oh! Where's my MLG horn? Wait, you have to sell for you activated my trap card. God damn it!
Triggered my trap card.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Anyway, go on.
We'll take the one that smells a lot.
Wonderful. He pats the creature's hide firmly, and he basically brings forth a little bit of rope and just like lashes it around its neck. Nothing more than a collared noose in a way, and he hands it over to you as you look like you are the strongest one. The Hadrosaurus is all yours. You have a Hadrosaurus for a day. Congratulations.
Alright, I shall scratch it on the side and try to make it friendly.
Certainly. The Hadrosaurus is pretty compliant and tame. It was brought here, it has been raised here. It's familiar with other creatures, and yeah, it's all good. Also, your fingertips now smell of him.
That's fine. I shall hop on top of him and get some practice riding before the race.
Ah, who is the one doing the riding?
Well, I'm good with animals as well as land vehicles, so I believe I would be the best choice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Palladius has the one up. I don't have land vehicle proficiency.
You do have animal handling, and all the animal friendliness, so, very well. It will be Palladius to be the rider. Very good. Now, one other thing that might be worthwhile is, what is the name of your dinosaur? For example, you are up against other pro racers, if I can find the names. Yeah, such as Big Honker, Uptow's Favorite, Banana Candy, Bone Cruncher, Grung Stomper,
Let's
Scarback,
vote.
Nasty Boy, Jungle Princess, and Mountain Thunder.
I have a suggestion, but we should vote.
Virginity Smasher!
Oh, Virginity
I was
Smash.
thinking Garlic Thunder.
Garlic Thunder.
Garlic Thunder.
Sure, why not?
Or Silent but Deadly. And here they are
Garlic
now, silent
Thunder.
but deadly, creeping up the rear. You see?
Hmm.
You see?
Garlic Thunder or Silent but Deadly. I don't know. I mean, Garlic Thunder sounds pretty good.
Let's go with Garlic Thunder.
Garlic Thunder it is. Great. Well, you guys have a little bit of time left before the races commence, and the only official thing you need to do is tee yourself to a bookie, really.
We should go find one then.
Well, you do know where one can be found, and that can be found towards the beginning of the starting line. And you hurry along with your Hadrosaurus in tow. And if I can just click that, yes. There we go. Yes. So, you come back into Potney and Zaru, and by now, the sun is like an hour before it's midday. Oh, nice remembering of the Tech. But, like, the sun is an hour before midday, and the crowds are now getting to a point where they're either, howling with glee and trying to talk over one another with the banter and all the chit-chat of the excitement of the upcoming dinosaur races that are soon to be, while the others are kind of murmuring as everything is starting to get a bit more tense. As you're making your way over towards the cluster of people, you can see that there are peaking canopies of multicolored arrays coming off with riders that are perched upon their various dinosaurs. You can see one particularly crowd favorite on the back of a red adolescent Allosaurus, as he has this like small velociraptor like head bony helmet on, but the bones have been torn off and rearranged so that they're aimed backwards, while his like the eye sockets line up with his own, and they have been replaced with like a very fanciful wasp's wing, a huge wasp's wing that seem to provide themselves as eye guards. And he's there raising his hands to the crowd as they cheer and they roar in his name. Anyway, you find your way over closer to the place. People kind of already get that you and your dinosaur in a race, and they sort of kind of give you a kind of quick sort of push along as they kind of like, come on, over here, over here, over here, yes, you come here, you come here, and they kind of bring you onto the streets that have been made available for the dinosaur racing. And in fact, you guys are more or less over here, because the dinosaur races, they go from this portion, they start over here with the Temple of Sune over to the side from that bridge, and they do a figure 8 around these buildings as the race finishes back over there.
Oh, I see what it is. It's like an actual NASCAR kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, more like Formula One, but
Yeah, absolutely.
Formula One, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Formula One dinosaur
Monaco.
racing. It's all, yeah, Monaco dinosaur racing, absolutely. But basically, Mr. Paladin, unless you object, you're kind of ushered towards the starting line with the rest of the competitors.
I'm gonna stop Pelagius just for a second before he's pulled away, and I'm gonna say, if anything happens, don't worry, I'll be in the sky, and I'll kind of wink at him.
don't forget to give me some guidance.
While
I do
you
that too.
keep talking like this, there are men still right beside you. They're like, hurry, hurry, come on, get to the start line, come on, get to the street, get to the race. So, like, they're basically over-shouting you, but at the same time, you cast a bit of guidance on Palladius. Now, that minute will be up by the time that the race starts, worth noting that, so you won't be able to get a spell on him to last for the duration of the race.
Don't worry, I have a plan.
Okay. Pelagius,
What is the cleric saying?
the cleric is doing guidance and whatnot.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Either way, for the rest of you guys, you kind of are ushered towards the higher ramparts of the town, where you can follow along the walls and see the races, going towards the bridges to overlook the race. You can see Pelagius lined up there, but it's your job to go find a bookie. I want somebody to give me a perception check, please, as time is getting low for you to vote on yourself.
Alright. Perception.
Yes.
Oh, well, she's got it, so you're good.
Carlos, you find the same person that you recognize back at the Kayla's House of Repose. He's there with a slate and a bit of chalk, as he is constantly wiping out and doing more figures, while there is a little beggar boy, not the blind one that you saw before, but another one that is taking coin from people. And basically, you could just you gotta be speedy, so you gotta make your way through and push through the crowds. Give me a bit of a athletics check, please, to push your way to the front.
Whoops.
Maybe now is time for that guidance the cleric was wanting to throw around.
Eric, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already gave guidance, so you can
Yeah,
add it
we
before.
get the idea. You give a bit of a touch. It's just like, go, get us some money. And roll me a d4, please, Kolos.
1 second.
Yeah. Okay, so that's actually just enough for you to push through, and it does push you through to the front. As this guy here, he's kind of like shooting you, like, hey, wait your turn. But you can interrupt him and just basically say that you have a team ready to go. And why don't you tell him what that team is all about?
We'd like to enter a last-minute entry.
Oh, last minute. Great for the great stuff. Who's he? Basically, like, you point to who the guy is, and he's just like, oh, he's all right. You sure you want to race?
He's confident in himself, so yes.
These races get pretty. You know what? We can bet on if he dies or not. I can make some good money out of that, actually. Very nice. I'll give you 1 to 14 odds. And essentially, every penny you pay him, he may be able to pay back twice as much. In fact, no, 1 to 9 odds. 1 to 9 odds. So, how much do you bet on yourself?
What does the group thinks wise here, even though nobody's here?
You had a
What's
chat
that?
about it beforehand, but, go on.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Basically, you've had a chat with your team beforehand because, things are getting heated. You walked and talked about it, so you're in the know about what the team wants and so on.
So what does the team want?
Well, 1 to 9 gives us double, right?
No, 1 to 9
gives us
gives
nine
you
times.
9 times the payout.
Oh, he gives me okay.
I believe 20 would be a good bet, and we still have plenty left over for our guide.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, okay, I'll give 10 of mine.
Alright, so I tell the guy that I want to bet 20.
Very
Yeah.
good. He pushes the little beggar boy before you, and they basically ask for that coinage. And yep. You make a note of telling them about the proud, exciting riding of Garlic Thunder. Absolutely. And Pelagius, you're welcome to hype up the crowd if you like while this is being done, but mark off that 20 gold pieces from your party gold, please.
I subtracted 10
Yeah,
from
yeah.
my...
So are we sure on 20? Just to make sure, so I can write that down.
No, we're sure. We're sure.
Alright, so the race is starting to
Party
get...
goal 33.
Yep. So the racing is starting to get closer and closer to becoming underway. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Getting there. Mr. Pelagius, I want you to get for me on your on your token. We're gonna take off AC, and we're gonna get a bar. This bar is going to be a random value of 300, and we're going to add and subtract to it subtract from it as we go.
Okay.
There we go. Yes. Alright, so you're there with your Hadrosaurus. You've not gotten to know each other very well, but you're very proud to start declaring that you and Garlic Thunder are going to win this whole race. You can see that you are getting some side-eyed looks from your competitors as they are either same level with you or they're much higher on their Triceratops, or you have some other Hadrosauruses which you seem to be lined up beside, as there is you seem to be beside one of the favorites, Banana Candy, with a very pink sort of painted berry sort of tone to their Hadrosaurus, as there seems to be a very thin lady mounted over the Hadrosaurus's neck, as she seems to be ready to go, ready to race. And she's like your other lady that's right beside you. Other than that, you've got like a Dimetrodon, Dimetrodon, or whatever, right beside you. And just ahead of you, not the only one, but one Allosaurus. The one I told you about, the most crowd favored, it wasn't a young Allosaurus. It was a young Tyrannosaurus Rex. So just to give you the
Ooh.
stakes of what you're racing with.
I bet you he's Uptow's favorite.
No. Uptow's favorite is a young Triceratops on the current streak at the moment. But Big Honker is the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
That was my second guess.
Right. The crowd start to go silent as, well, no, not too silent, but their attention is driven away as banners are being led forward on red pikes with flowing sort of silks, as some of the merchant princes have begun to make their way out to watch over the spectacle. They're over towards the Golden Throne, where some have taken their spot, while Ifan, the merchant prince of the animal trade, does have a mind to come amongst the crowd. He is, of course, personally followed by an escort of a couple of thick guards, but all the same, he has a look. His eye looks a bit in consternation to see Mr. Pelagius on top of one of his bits and pieces. He looks, but he kind of just runs his finger through his white beard as he considers the possibilities, but there's no time for anybody to change anything. Everything's locked. Everything's settled. We're getting onto some fucking dinosaur racing now, motherfuckers! And why don't you have a handout of it? Of some Portney and Zaro dinosaur racing.
That looks cool.
Sure.
Yeah. With that, some a couple of minstrels come forward as they begin to trumpet some horns, and a moment later you do hear a boop, 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 and they're off. Oh my goodness. Okay, Pelagius, I need you to give me an animal handling check, please, right off the bat. Oh, Pelagius! You run into a hurdle on the first go. Let's see. You pass, but you know you was close there. Your Hadrosaurus almost maybe let out his first fart, but all the same, we're all good here. We're going to take off 40 off your situation. Boop. There we go. And yeah, you begin to start moving around the track as you are making your way around. And you're already falling a little bit behind. Not so far behind that you are falling backward towards the aging Dimetrodon that is there, but you seem to be making some headway. Now then, everyone, you can see that your paladin has rushed off. He's begun on his race. How do you guys respond? It sounded like one or two of you had a plan.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into the crowd, into an alleyway, and then wild shape into a hawk, and I'm gonna fly over the race as it's going along.
Oh, certainly, yes. You may absolutely do that, and with the crowd being as excited as they are right now, you becoming a hawk is no problem whatsoever.
And I'll just keep to a good distance above Pelagius, but not too, obvious.
All right, fair enough. So yes, Pelagius, you are perfectly allowed to attack. Your Hadrosaurus has 19 hit points, plus 3 to attack, a 1d10 plus 1 bit of damage, and he's got some constitution. With an AC of 11, you can absolutely start bashing each other up if you want to. The Dimetrodon, which is behind you, is posing no real threat at the moment, but you are right beside Banana Candy, as they are starting to break ahead of you.
Can I, if I see him trying to attack, can I cast Fairy Fire?
This may cause some rabble in the crowds. You are in the middle of a race. It's not expected of participants to get involved in the race. And he is within 60 foot of range. So...
Are spells allowed in this race?
What's that?
Are spells allowed in this race?
That was not cleared up.
Ooh.
I'd probably suggest not doing that yourself.
Nothing too obvious. Got it.
Nothing.
You should
too
probably,
obvious.
if anybody else is getting directly involved before
I'm
you
going
go.
to focus on getting ahead of the dinosaurs beside it.
Okay, so you can absolutely push your dinosaur, which will require another bit of a DC check for me. Another animal handling. It's gonna be, and you are welcome to attack. Okay, no, now we have a bit of an issue. Your dinosaur stalls as you basically have him getting distracted with the flying hawk that's above. He kind of like raises his head as he's interested, and you swear the smell that's coming off your Hadrosaurus has only gotten worse. And by this point, the Dimetrodon that's right behind you is starting to catch up. You're soon going to be last. Anyway, how do you guys respond?
I'm not really gonna do much yet. I'm just gonna like fly around, like do circles.
Okay, your friend flies over you as you're stationary stuck in a stalled Hadrosaurus. Meanwhile, up ahead, Big Honker and Uptau's favorite are, of course, holding the most predominant lead, while Banana Candy, who you were paired up with, has already come much further ahead of you guys, or ahead of you, rather. While the Bone Cruncher, one of the Allosauruses, he is kind of having a bit of he's having a bit of a tussle, a bit of a growl towards Grung Stomper, the young Ankylosaurus, as the two are kind of brushing up against each other and fixing to bite each other, really. That leaving Scarback, Nasty Boy, and Jungle Princess to move ahead of you, Pelagius. So with that, we come back on your turn. Give me an animal handling check. Oh,
It's getting progressively worse.
it is
I'm
beginning-
going to cast Thunder Smite on my Eucla and stab at the ground in order to make a loud noise to scare my dinosaur into moving.
Ooh, okay. No, this is perfectly fine. This is considered lashing. So you may basically take advantage, which will give you that 21. And yes, it does indeed kick your dinosaur up, and it definitely sparks them. And the Hadrosaurus pulls the lead out now. He actually takes you a full 50 feet further now as part of this race, as you don't give up your lead against the Dimetrodon. What's more, because of the thunderous, loud bump that kind of happens, the Dimetrodon gets caught from the facial front end as he basically is like scuffed up in the explosion. Roll damage! Just the 2d6 that would have come from the thunder damage. Okay. Yes, the Dimetrodon takes a large blast to the face as he was just about to overtake you. Needless to if you were aiming at him or not, he gets caught up in a blast as he is like stunned. The rider, being a younger man, now cursing at you, flipping you the finger as he was not appreciating that as you charge ahead away from him. You're beginning to catch up towards Jungle Princess with a jockey on top who seems to be a little bit out of their element, especially now that you have blasted that thunderous smite to disrupt this race and to start causing an upset. Whew. Does anybody else change up what they do at this moment?
Yeah, I'll notice like the guy that's out of his element. Like, does he look kind of frazzled? Like he could jump at any point?
He's looking frightened. He's got a hold over this Dinosaurus, this Dinosaurus. But in fact, it's a very small person because the Dinosaurus is only a medium creature. The rider on top of them is a halfling, as it happens. Maybe one of the first that you've seen, and they do seem to be rather scared to be between all these large riders and large animals.
I'm gonna kind of do like a dive, like a false dive on this halfling as a hawk, and like kind of screech as loud as I can, but not actually hurt him, but like kind of like spook him a little bit.
What you really do is you give an intimidation check with advantage.
Yeah. All right, let's see.
Alrighty. That person will give a charisma saving throw. No. When you scream down, they kind of they give a and they hug the neck of their Dionysius, which is a bit more uncomfortable than the Dionysius was looking to be. So that Dionysius begins to sort of shake its head and tries to kind of get its rider off as the two sort of begin to press against some of the stone wall of the merchant's ward here, as the two sort of get like stuck up there. And yeah,
I kind of call at Pelagius, and it's kind of like saying, "Go, go!"
So what comes out and that translate to is "Gah! Gah!" as your ears may bleed from it, and Pelagius, your hawk friend, screeches at you to carry on. Alrighty, next turn of Pelagius, I guess. How do you change up your tactics? You're about to overtake the stalled jungle princess.
I'm going to ride close to him, making his dinosaur scratch along the wall until it falls.
What's that?
I'm going to try and press his dinosaur towards the wall until they both fall.
Oh, the dinosaur is already pressed up against the wall. It's rubbing its side right up against it like a sheep to a fence, with the rider still half, kind of got its leg and arm trapped on the side of the wall between the Dionysius and the merchant ward wall. So you don't need to run them into the wall. They are stuck there for the purposes of this turn. If you want to knock them off, you can attack the Dionysius, sure.
Could I ride close enough to where I can shove the rider with my shield?
You can't even shove the rider. They are trapped, wedged between a horse and a wall. But you may as well kamikaze yourself right into the fray and wind the pair of them as you charge your Hadrosaurus to just ram and slam into them if you want to.
Sounds good.
Alright, damn, you are merciless and a little bit scuffy on the mic. But given that case, I want you to give me an attack roll. A 1d20 plus 3, please. A 1d20 plus 3, please. Okay, that's a nat 1. You go more than a little bit wide, and your shove comes too far behind them, and you actually give them the nudge that they need to come off from the wall. Ryder and Dionysius kind of come together again as they hold a wafer thin lead ahead of you, as you're going to have to wait for another opportunity to overtake. But give me another animal handling check, please. Alright, very good. No, you continue to charge ahead after lashing your animal. And you make another 50 foot of progress. As you are now making good progress through this race. Now, let's see. Dionysius. Yeah, they got some speed. You actually overtake the Dionysius. Even though you had kind of shoved them ahead, you managed to keep them. You managed to actually get them going and then overtake them anyway, with just that inch of speed extra. You're now coming up behind Nasty Boy and the Scarback. No, rather, what was this? So you come across a young Tyrannosaurus just creeping towards the middle of the pack, as he is sort of, he's kind of charging out best he can, but the rider is looking more ambitious. He's lashing his Tyrannosaurus quite eagerly, milking it for all of its worth before this Tyrannosaurus gets out of hand. But also, it's kind of borderline adult. It's not as big, it's not as small as the crowd favored. It's actually a little bit bigger than that. And it's got the scars and it's got the meat on its bones to prove it. As it's thundering beside you.
Alright.
Do you change your tactics in any way?
How close is he?
What's this?
I want to ride up right beside him.
Oh yeah, consider it done.
Net the rider.
Can I?
Oh
Can I
my
shoot-
goodness, you net the rider! Wow! As for Mr. Cleric who wants to do something, this race is happening 160 feet away from you, unless you've been moving along all this time.
Well, I can shoot a light crossbow, but
That's
I
very
don't know if-
unsporting.
it's yeah, maybe not at the dinosaur itself, but like in front of him to scare it.
Still very, very unsporting to do so.
Yeah. However, as for the net, you've already rolled it, so yeah, the net rolls out, and you are in enough speed to do that. The rider was so focused on lashing the young Tyrannosaurus Rex, he never even saw you coming with the net. Suddenly, he's like scrambling to try and get this net off, as he's one hand was holding the little whip thing, the little tassely whip thing, as he is one hand, like, he stumbles, he flails, and the Tyrannosaurus is he goes a bit still now that the rider is currently going a bit nuts over him. Doesn't freak out, however, it does sort of like take up the whole road there, but it does stall, it does go still, and you overtake the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and you continue on. Whew. Okay, does any of the team want to do anything differently to help out your boy?
I'm gonna kind of go get a bit closer to Pelagius and just kind of look out for anything further, like if there are any riders that are nervous, or if the dinosaurs have any signs of nervousness or fatigue.
No, you've already covered anybody that was nervous or anybody that would give any like see like that. No, everybody after this point is serious business in terms of their ridership, most definitely.
All right, I'll keep still an eye out anyway.
The only thing that well, you can see that there's still a situation between Grung Stomper and Bone Cruncher, the Allosaurus and the Chelosaurus, that look like they're a boiling kettle waiting to burst, you know?
Oh, I have an idea then.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. All right. How far are they away?
They're something like 70 feet ahead of Pelagius.
All right. I'll just wait for Pelagius to catch up to them then.
Well, you can fly ahead of them. I think you've got the superior movement with this.
Yeah, but I don't want to make it seem too obvious like I'm helping Pelagius though. Like I just want to be like doing natural movements as a bird, you know?
Some may argue you're a bird following a Hadrosaurus and its rider, while others would say you're an angry bird following this race, and there will be one winner, and with lots of people watching, it's questionable at best, so may as well go the whole hog, you know? So, you know.
Alright, then I'll do it now then. So, I'll fly lower to the ground, but like, kinda, where are they again, you said?
They're a bit ahead of Pelagius. They're kind of approaching this bridge right now. The Ankylosaurus having little to no worries about hitting it, while the rider and the ill-tempered Allosaurus might hit one of the lower-bearing figureheads of Ubtao with some colourful carvings and whatnot.
Alright, so I'll go ahead of them just a little bit and like kind of duck below a kind of like an awning or something that will hide me as I shapeshift into a velociraptor.
Oh, very nice. Okay. There are lots of like flowy awnings that come out from vendors' rooms, like stands and whatnot, and there are a variety of banners that have come free in the gustling wind of the charging dinosaurs. And we're not gonna call it a stealth check. And we're not gonna call we gotta call it a stealth check because it's not a sleight of hand, and there are a lot of people watching, so it will have to be a stealth check. Give me a stealth check, please, just to pull off that maneuver.
Everyone is focused on the race.
There are a lot of people focused on the race. There were a lot of eyes. And anyway, you don't know what that check means yet. You think you are stealthy. And you bust out as a unmanned velociraptor. And yes, you charge out, and you're actually in front of the two. Your maneuver works very quickly to the point that you're in front of the Ankylosaurus and the young Allosaurus.
Which one was the ill-tempered one?
That looks like the red-skinned Allosaurus, certainly. He's eyeing up the Ankylosaurus with some bloodlust for sure.
Alright, then I'm gonna go underneath the Allosaurus with my size, and I'm gonna nip at its hamstring a little bit. But not enough to hurt it, but like to instigate it.
Ooh. We're gonna call that... Ooh. Ha. We're gonna call that a non-lethally made attack with the Mr. Velociraptor. Do you have the stats for the Velociraptor?
I think you gave it to me before. Yes, you. No, that's the. No, yeah, yes.
Yeah, you got it.
Attack +4. Okay.
Boom. There we go. Wow, Velociraptor. Certainly. So give me an attack roll with that Velociraptor. As this Allosaurus does have an AC. So that's actually going to be a miss. You tried this maneuver of waiting to get this Allosaurus, and with your small size, you certainly could nip at its heels. You get between its legs, but that being said, you miss. You miss as this you go stationary. They charge ahead.
But I do have another attack that I can do.
Ooh, okay.
It's the claw attack.
Okay.
Okay.
No. Okay. So, nat ones, man. Nat ones. So, you, yeah, okay. So, right behind, well, no, with Scarback being the Tyrannosaurus Rex caught up in the net, you actually come across Nasty Boy, another Allosaurus, not the ill-tempered one, and not the Tyrannosaurus Cloud Freezer. And this one you actually will end up getting in front of. Now, this Allosaurus, well, the riders have issues with, fighting other riders, but an unrided random Velociraptor in the middle of the race, well, you're taking out an insect that is going to be getting in the other rider's way. So, just to let out some of that pent-up tension, and because you're right in this way, and maybe for a little bit of showmanship, in fact, Nasty Boy, this Allosaurus, is gonna go and attack you.
Okay.
The Allosaurus bears down with its huge fanged mouth. Rolls a 17, doing 8 points of damage to you, as it then just bites you. I think severely does hurt you, and kind of thrashes you off to the side as it charges on ahead. And the crowd roar and cheer as they see this Allosaurus have a bit of flare up. The merchants and bookies going a bit crazy now, as people are kind of changing the odds a little bit here, and people are finding more things to bet on. But you are definitely hurt and put to 2 hit points in Velociraptor form. That hurt. You felt huge Allosaurus teeth bare into your chest and your gamey legs and whatnot. Oh, that hurt.
Alright, then I'll just wait for Pelagius to run on by. Hopefully he can catch up.
Yes. Now, Pelagius, your Hadrosaurus is beginning to settle down into a less desperate pace. Do you continue to spur them on passionately, or do you accept their new pace currently?
More thunderous smite to scare him forward.
Oh, you don't need to do another thunderous smite.
Really?
No, not yet.
Whip him with it?
Not yet. You've already caught him up into a sprint, so let's just say you keep urging him on. So give me a animal handling check, please. Alrighty. Yes,
Well done.
your Hadrosaurus continues to push on, and you make a great leap. You really trim the corners here as you come around this bend, and you move another 50 feet closer to your goal. Another 50 units closer to your goal. The map is not representational and all that silly jive. But yeah, no, you come across the Allosaurus that just bit into a random Velociraptor that was in the way. You ran by that Velociraptor as you charge on ahead. Your Hadrosaurus and you making great strides now as you're making your way towards the middle of the pack. You just gotta get between this road-blocking Bone Cruncher and Grung Stomper. After that, you're into the freeze, you know, so you can do it.
I shall help out my Allosaurus so that he feels safe, or not, or Allosaurus or whatever it is.
Hadrosaurus. Your
Hadrosaurus.
Garlic Thunder. Call him Garlic Thunder.
Alright, I cast Sanctuary and Garlic Thunder so we can squeeze through all of these dinosaurs.
Sanctuary. You want a creature with range against attack. Sweet. Say wisdom saving foes. Okay. Okay, nice. Consider it done. And, what's more? Hadro. Yeah, Hadrosaurus. Boom. Let's get him
There you
out.
go.
Yeah, there he is. Look at that. Rider and mount working together in perfect unison. Oh,
Sounds
majestic.
like lovers.
Yeah.
Are they really lovers? Really?
They
Garlic.
smell like each other.
Okay.
They do smell like each other.
Now, I mean, Pelagius will smell of Garlic Thunder for as long as time exists, perhaps. But, needless to say, the race continues as you do great strides. Okay, team, do any of you do anything different while Bone Cruncher and Grung Stomper do seem to be blocking the way for Pelagius to get his way past?
I'll just.
You can do anything.
I'll go under, or I'll go beside Garlic Thunder,
Oh,
but
yeah?
not actually like biting at him, obviously, but just kind of running alongside him.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, Garlic Thunder has very little issues with this. Very little. Alrighty. Pelagius, your turn. Okay, Pelagius, go on. You see, you've got this Allosaurus and this Ankylosaurus still blocking your way. You gotta get them to separate, get one to fall behind, get one to push ahead, something so that you can push through them.
Okay. I'm going to go up behind one of the Allosauruses and hit it with the whack it with the side of a my Euclid. Not
You are
without
very
piercing.
windy, I must mention, very scuffling on the mic. However, there is one Allosaurus and one Ankylosaurus. The Allosaurus is the ill-tempered one.
Okay. I will smack the Allosaurus with my Euclid.
Very good. All right. Roll me an attack with whatever you're smacking it with the Euclid. Right. So yes, that is a hit. And the Allosaurus will turn on you suddenly, amazingly. The rider curses at you, while the Allosaurus definitely turns around and no, it is pissed. No, that Allosaurus is pissed. It goes to bite down on you. And it's
Wisdom
gonna
saving
miss.
throw.
Yeah, I mean,
I have to make a wisdom saving throw, and then choose a new target if it fails.
okay. Allosaurus. Yes, there we go. Wisdom saving throw. What's a DC? It fails. It fails, and it chooses a new target. The only other target being the Ankylosaurus. And with that attack roll, it's still going to be a miss. And yeah, but it's, I guess the Allosaurus is very mad at you. Your spell directed it to be mad at the Ankylosaurus because its mind was not strong enough. So now the Ankylosaurus is truly going to go after the Allosaurus is truly going to go after the Ankylosaurus and is going to ignore its rider's yanking of the reins to try and rein it back from attacking the other rider, and is instead going to just go full out and go to attack that rider.
And I'm gonna use this confusion in order to try and slip past them if they ever make enough room.
Now, this is the problem, because what has happened is that they have not made more room between them, they have tightened that room, as the Allosaurus bears down on the Ankylosaurus.
Is there room from the wall beside it?
There might be for a skilled rider.
I'm gonna hold off until I can get just a little more room.
There's definitely enough room for a Velociraptor.
Hey, that's me.
Yeah, hey, that's you.
Am I able to like climb up on Garlic Thunder and like? Oh wait, no, I can't. Never mind. I was gonna cast a spell, but I can't in my form. Never mind.
You can't in your form, but technically to climb up onto a larger creature that is tamed and docile enough, perhaps, it's very easy to do.
Yeah, but I wanted to cast guidance on him, but I can't in my form. So
No, you
never
can't.
mind. I'll just I'll slip by that gap and scout ahead, I guess.
Alright, fair enough, yes. Give me a acrobatics check, taking the dexterity of your Velociraptor.
Okay. What is acrobatics? Is Dex, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Alright, excellent. That is, yeah, that's going to be enough. You manage to squeak on by as you go ahead of that cluster. And, yeah, you continue forth. What you see ahead of you is, well, the Banana Candy, who was formerly with Pelagius, is currently kind of looking down towards the top three. It's going Big Honk. It's going actually Uptow's favorite ahead of Big Honker, followed by Banana Candy, and you're there seeing the scene. Those three are definitely, well, Big Honker and Uptow's favorite are definitely having fun with one another. Big Honker making sure to make some fun-looking moves, while Banana Candy is waiting to be an opportunistic Allosaurus rider. But yeah. That's what you see. Pelagius, over to you.
I'm going to throw my javelin at the Allosaurus.
Oh, damn. Okay, yeah, roll it.
I'm gonna try and get his leg.
Damn. Oh, damn, that is a hit. Ooh, ouch. Ooh. Yeah, that Allosaurus, he did not like that, and the rider, again, really does yell at you, while the crowd definitely gives like a gasp, like a oh shit sort of gasp, as you throw that javelin into its leg, and the Allosaurus certainly gets a huge like blood spot on its leg as this javelin is launched inside of it, and yeah, it definitely goes a bit limp. The rider looks absolutely furious at you. Absolutely furious. But, and he kind of like reins the Allosaurus to the side as he basically isn't looking to, yeah. The Allosaurus, meanwhile, is very angry, and it's just sort of like being so unruly and untamed that it's kind of like howling and roaring towards some of the crowd as, yeah, it just ignores the race, and it most definitely focuses itself back onto you. It's gonna try and attack. Wisdom saving throw. It's gonna fail, and with that in mind, it looks at you. It really bears down on you hatefully, but you force it to look towards another creature. At this point, its distraction has it going for the Ankylosaurus. So the Allosaurus scrapes up the side of the walls here. It charges up with Pacific fury as it tries to climb up and get towards some of the onlookers watching over the race. And it also does that near the bridge. And the crowd gasp and come back as this Allosaurus is starting to nip at their heels and trying to bite them. It's trying to kill them. But anyway, give me an animal handling check. Oh!
Oh no.
No, the Hadrosaurus, partly in the fray of the Allosaurus getting rowdy, and along with your former lashing, it's finally caught up as this Allosaurus makes a large sort of noise, and it just goes fully stubborn right there on the spot. It stops right there. It basically goes berserk, and it kind of just like runs around near the Allosaurus as you basically don't make any progress. While that Allosaurus has gone berserk, yours has also gone berserk, and well, basically it's kind of gone out of control here. Only an animal handling check could solve such a situation, perhaps. No, animal friendship, I mean, rather. But
okay.
that'll happen at another point. Team, the scuffle that Pelagius has caused both. Wowie. Let's get that there. Yeah, has caused both Bone Cruncher and Garlic Thunder to go berserk as they're basically moaning and roaring, and they don't know what to do with each other as they kind of are stalking around one another. How do you guys proceed?
Is the dinosaur close enough to the wall that maybe I can like secretly cast animal friendship on it?
Yeah, perhaps.
I'm gonna look at Pelagius and I'm gonna say, you better not, fuck this up. And I go back and I revert back to my original form.
Okay.
And I cast animal friendship on it.
Very good. More of the crowd sees you as they point at the Velociraptor now turning human that comes back to the scene of the berserked animals. And yeah, you cast the spell. You calm the berserk Hadrosaurus. Oh, hello. What?
Could I potentially, like, I see him trying to shift back. I have the ability to cast Fog Cloud. Could I use that to kind of disguise this whole thing going on?
Yes, you absolutely can, Colossus. You absolutely can. By all means. Didn't know you could do that as a Triton. But yeah, so you come forward close to the wall as you're like, oh shit, my boy needs a little bit of a blanket. And yeah, you gather all that humidity that's easily found in this air, and you cast it over to the crowd. And yeah, you hide them. So yeah, Mr. Velociraptor, you go into the smoke cloud, and yeah, you do that. And your Hadrosaurus becomes tame once again. What's more, the spell convinces the beast that you mean it no harm. It must see and hear you. If the beast's intelligence is higher, the spell fails. This is an interesting question. I doubt that the Hadrosaurus has an intelligence higher. Let's have a look. Yeah, an intelligence score of 2. So we're fine.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the beast must succeed on wisdom saving throws or be charmed by you for the spell's duration. Well, he is going berserk, so he is going to do a wisdom saving throw. I'm gonna try that again. There we go. Yeah, it fails. It calms right the hell down. And if you or one of your companions harm the target, the spell ends. So you maybe give the hint to Pelagius that this thing won't argue with you, provided you don't hurt it or lash it, perhaps.
Yeah, I basically look at Pelagius up and I say, now ride, and don't hurt it.
Persuasion it is. Positive reinforcement. Come on, Garlic Thunder. You can win this race. Run.
Yeah, Run like the stinky wind! And you burst out of the fog. You do not need to make me any animal handling checks because you succeed. However, you only make 40 feet of progress, as you're not as fast as you were before. Yeah, but you have passed the Allosaurus, still roaring and giving its business, while you're just neck and neck to the Ankylosaurus, while the other three near the front are still very much getting close towards the finish line. Their lead not looking to be so badly interrupted at this point. Yeah. A lazy thumbs up. Lazy thumbs up. Nice. So, yes. What does the team do now? It looks like Palladius will lose at this rate, or he won't even get to the top 3.
How far are the dinosaurs away from me?
Who's speaking? Is this Mr. Druid?
Yeah.
Well, while you're in human form, locked into the fog cloud, Palladius is the nearest thing ahead of you, while any other creature has already been out of the race or is too far behind to really care about.
But what about the top 3? Where are they in relation?
Other side of this little mountain where all this went down. If you're here, then they are on the other side, already charging towards the well, actually to come around the bridge again, because it's a figure 8. So I guess you could cut them off back at this side.
Okay, I'm gonna start running my way to intersect with them.
Okay, it will be with you getting right in front of Big Honker and what was it? Big Honker and Ubtau's favorite, the Triceratops. The Triceratops certainly in the lead. So if you mess up, you're gonna get gored by a Triceratops. But what's your plan once you're in front of them?
Well, wait. Let me think. Did they seem excitable or at all, ill-tempered?
No,
Especially,
no, these are the trained 3. These are the 3 that know what they're up to.
Okay. I guess... For now, I have to leave it up to Palladius. I'll just kind of go as close as I can without getting into the line of fire, or the line of the race.
Yeah, stampede.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Pelagius, it's you and the Ankylosaurus neck and neck for quite a bit. You creep a little bit forward, and then the Ankylosaurus creeps a bit forward. The rider gives you a frown as they definitely are disapproving of your conduct throughout this race. That much is clear. Hang on, where's the speed? Oh, okay, so you're not even counted there. That's so good. Okay, but yeah, anything you do to change up, because you could break this animal friendship with some flailing, but for now, if you don't want to have a berserk animal, you gotta treat it nicely. Never apply. Awesome. Okay, there we go. You're applying.
What's the surroundings look like?
The surroundings are as you see them there. What you're seeing is some merchant stalls that are loosely put up, but also put down now in this case, as it does create a little bit of a minefield to sort of charge through. It does take some finer controls now to wiggle through some of these buildings. There is one that has been destroyed that definitely seems to be the case of one of the dinosaur riders being a bit careless. Nothing fancy, just a small little shack that appears to have been emptied beforehand. But yeah.
I'd like to just focus on getting through it as fast as possible without hitting anything.
Oh yeah. With your animal handling focusing you and Garlic Thunder are very tuned in one with one another. So you do so excellently. Not a problem. Alrighty. Yes. Hello, Phil. Your time has come. Whatever you had planned, now's the time. You can see a Triceratops bearing down for you. Its 3 jagged spikes, though dulled at the tip, and its large flared plate, ready to charge and bowl and charge you down. So what do you get up to?
Let me see if I have this spell.
It'd be awkward if you don't now.
Am I still in the fog? Like, by chance?
Edges of it.
I'm just gonna check my cantrips to see if I added this. Oh damn, I didn't. Can I cast this anyway? Because I meant to add this on my spell list. It's not a level anything. It's a cantrip.
Are you one cantrip short of what you should have?
Yes.
That's very, very, very suspicious. Let's check out your
I
character
believe
sheet.
so.
Here we go.
I believe so. Hold on.
Alright,
I
let's
was
introduce these 3 cantrips. Let's check up Mr. Druid, what they would have at 3rd level. I believe they wouldn't have more than 3.
So we're still level 3, right?
You're still level 3. Druids, level 3. Cantrips known. Well, you shouldn't even have 3. You should be having 2.
No, I have
3.
one extra. I have one extra because of the circle of the land.
Circle of Land, okay. Then you have your 3 there. Druidcraft, Guidance, and Resistance.
Yeah, that's too bad. Wait, maybe I could do something with Druidcraft.
Maybe.
Damn. That sucks because I want to.
Let's see what this spell does. Druidcraft. You can create tiny, harmless sensory effects that predicts that what the weather will be like. The effect might manifest as a golden orb for clear skies, a cloudy for rain, or snowflakes for snow. Nice. You can make a flower bloom or seed pods open. You create a instant sensory effect, puff of wind, falling leaves, sound of an animal. Okay.
Sound of an animal. Yeah, I was thinking
Or maybe a
small animal.
Maybe a faint odor of like I don't know, dinosaur and heat. I don't know.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I was actually
Maybe
just
a
about to say
T-Rex
that too.
coming.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? I'll try that.
You're gonna go with the mating sense going on.
Yeah.
I liked it, but I will ask you to pick a target because the scents of each animal are definitely different.
Right.
So, you can custom this to an Allosaurus. Well, you can custom this to Big Honker, the Tyrannosaurus, the Triceratops, or Banana Candy's Hadrosaurus. Which do you go for?
I'll go for the Tyrannosaurus Rex, the big honker.
Oh, damn. Okay, so yes, you release, rather you make the scent of a very alluring, fertile Tyrannosaurus Rex, or rather T. Rachel. That's what I remember it as. And the Tyrannosaurus Rex most definitely is caught up with that. It isn't immediate in how it looks, but let's see. Range 30 feet. Based on yourself, I'd like you to tell me where you put this effect.
Where are they exactly? Like, where's Big Honker? Like, coming up this way,
yeah,
or?
coming up that way on this side of the bridge.
Okay. I'll put it on this side. Like, I'll put it over here, towards the back of the race, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, totally fine. So, it is very much an immediate, veering off. The rider looks so in tune, so ready, primed, focused. And his Tyrannosaurus Rex just, instantly just, turns off. And he, just goes towards that area as it does, look around confused. It pushes its face into all of the various buildings and whatnot as the rider definitely tries to steer it right. But no, that thing is gone. Duration instantaneous. So, yeah, you'll have to keep focus on that, I guess. Needless to say, with the big honker out of the race, Ubtal's favorite and the Hadrosaurus now are all that stands between Pelagius, as they are definitely far ahead. Ubtal's favorite leading the way. Pelagius, is back to you.
I'll keep on giving positive reinforcement and compliments to Golden Thunder to egg him on with persuasion.
Yeah.
Thunder, I mean to say.
Yes.
As
go
well
on.
as just focus on pushing forward and passing them up.
Yes, certainly. You move another 40 feet of distance, or 40 units of distance, as you're unfortunately only slightly catching up with Big Honker and the other Hadrosaurus, Banana Candy, that you started off the race with. Those two being what's in the way ahead of you now. But your Hadrosaurus is calm, collected, and if nothing else, you may make it to the top 3. Provided you don't do anything fancy. You don't know what kind of payout
How
that will
far are the
give.
people in front of me?
They are pretty far ahead. In terms of random used units of measurement, not accurate to feet, they are like 20 or so ahead.
Alright. I want to prepare an action.
What action would you like to prepare, and what condition?
Actually, never mind. I believe that would be a little too sporting.
That's a lot of breathing.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Also, a fan behind me.
No, this is... I feel like this is coming from some sort of scuffling.
The fan's like way too far from him to be interfering with his headset.
Okay,
That's what I'm thinking.
I don't have anything except skill and one more thunderous smite.
Well, you may absolutely push your Hadrosaurus to take that win. It just may mean they'll be knocked out of the animal friendship.
I say keep going for a little bit. I have one more trick up my sleeve.
Let's keep trying to catch up till we get closer, and wait till the final sprint.
Okay, yes, certainly. You gain up a little bit closer. You are catching up. It's just you don't think you'll catch up in time. But anyway, yes, the team. What do you guys do at this point?
Okay.
I didn't hear you, Apekis. You were muffled out and you were very quiet. But we can ask that again. What does the rest of the guys do?
I said I cannot do much, so.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's okay. It happens.
How could I easily catch up to the other dinosaurs, or are they too far ahead of me now?
We already said that you would not easily catch up with them. You are catching up, but you're not going to catch up in time at your current
No,
rate.
I'm asking on foot. Like, am I able to catch up to the
not
other
at all.
dinosaurs? No.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry. Wait, I'm sorry. I'm dealing with Mr. Elofil. No. But your spells might have the range to make up that difference.
Okay, then let me think. How far away exactly? Not specifically, of course. I wouldn't expect of that, but like generally, how far away are they?
They are a general 90 units away.
Okay. Then here's what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm gonna kind of run along beside Pelagius, and I don't know if this is gonna work, but it could certainly try. I'm gonna use the spell Gust of Wind,
Ah!
and I'm gonna try and push. Not only try and push the dinosaur forward, but also push his scent towards their direction.
Nice!
And maybe it'll, like-
Nice.
And maybe like distract them or something.
Yes! Very, very, very nice! You do exactly that. Mr. Pelagius, you get a burst of an extra 20 units per round, essentially, as this wind catches the wide flanks of the Hadrosaurus, and yeah, the stink reeks through the wind as it does go forward. Mr. Elofil, you finally get it. That stink is actually the Hadrosaurus itself being in heat. That's what it was all along. You realize this when Banana Candy, the other Hadrosaurus that was ahead of you, catches wind of this and comes back towards you, Pelagius, overturned by the raw musk of the fellow in heat dinosaur. as they look like they're charging down, ready. Oh yeah, Carlos. This is a situation. Now your Hadrosaurus is a studly male, and it seems to be attracting the attention of a female that may well do inappropriate things in a minute if you're not careful. And it very much is a case that this Hadrosaurus, the rider unwilling, is going to try and tackle you, while Uptal's favorite kind of seems a little bit shaking its head off the nastiness of the funky smell. So I won't need you to make me an animal handling check. What I'll need you to do is to give me you don't have proficiency in dexterity, do you?
No, I do not.
Alright, give me a dexterity saving throw with a +3 because of your animal handling proficiency.
You have proficiency in land vehicles, right?
I do have proficiency in land vehicles.
I'm not after that kind of
that'd be
check.
9.
I need a dexterity situation.
That'd be 9 + 3.
Okay, so that gust of wind was pushing you forward, but that Hadrosaurus gets too horny and randy as they grab your Hadrosaurus and desperately tries to make a. Which,
I know it won't understand me, but I want to yell at the top of my lungs for my Hadrosaurus and like, girls love it when you ignore them. Push on, and she shall chase you all the way to the end.
Yeah, Ilofil, you can definitely tell that this is the mating cry of the female Hadrosaurus. Basically, just going. And the jockey that's on top of the Hadrosaurus of Banana Candy basically tries to smack you as she basically goes, "Get off! Get off! Get off!" Even though hers is the mount doing this, but it's all a bit of a frenzy right now. And you are kind of being dragged around by this clingy Hadrosaurus. And it may cost you the race. So close. It is your turn, Pelagius.
Sprint. Smack the ground behind my Hadrosaurus again, trying to scare off the
Alright.
and force mine forward.
You break animal friendship. Your thunderous smite separates the would-be mating Hadrosaurus off as they reel back from the thunderous smite that you reel out. And yes, you have the wind of the gust coming behind you. We can make the dinosaur and sell the children. Yes! I mean, hell yeah, definitely. But yeah, you can give me an animal handling check now. Oh!
Nice!
Okay, the speed you catch up with makes the difference between you and Uptal's favorite. You managed to bring by Banana Candy as you are now neck and neck. The rider sees Uptal's sees you coming up, and by the time that they reacted and they get their Ankylosaurus started again, you are neck and neck. You're going face to face against one another as you can see the finish line coming up ahead. There are several representatives waiting there with various trumpets going down. You can also see a sort of corded ribbon made out of horticulture and whatnot, as it is you and Uptal's favorite neck and neck. Uptal's favorite goes to strike at you with its clubbed tail.
Has it been a minute
it's actually
since...
a Triceratops rather. It's the Triceratops that is Uptal's favorite. And it is going to try to rush against you. And it gives you an attack roll. 1d20 plus 5. Yeah, oh, by the way, give me another... Okay, yes, that's a 24. That's a definite hit. You on Kilosaurus...
has it been a minute since I cast Sanctuary?
On the course of this race, it's still going, so it has to make a wisdom saving throw. Come on, Triceratops! There you are. Wisdom saving throw. It fails.
Yes!
Yes! It just can't attack you. The rider tries, and Uptal's favorite, it just decks itself into a charge. It rams itself towards the finish line and ends up hitting a post. Pelagius, you come across the finish line!
Yes!
Whoa!
The power of a man and sex.
Yes!
And a druid as a lithium falls over.
Awkward
Raise our
third wheel.
triumphantly and say, he may stink, but compared to your writing, he smells like posies.
Oh, oh my goodness. So there is a mixed reception at this. There is not a huge roaring yay, but instead you're getting a bunch of like, and a lot of crowd like that. There is a very uncomfortable quiet that really goes on. You're not getting the warm reception you wanted, really, Pelagius.
Probably shouldn't have thrown the javelin.
Thrown the javelin, struck up a riders without using the dinosaur. Yeah.
They could just be upset that their favorite didn't win too.
I'm going to. I know they won't understand me, but I'm gonna pull a Patriots and say I did not understand the rules.
Most of the attention isn't on you as you're like just catching up behind them, but with a trail of wayward dinosaurs. Oh, and of course, one Hadrosaurus, known as Banana Candy, coming up behind you while you're kind of like awkward with all this thing. That Banana Candy is charging up behind you, Pelagius. They're coming to get some.
I'm gonna dismount and just keep an eye on my dinosaur so I can return it to the stables.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let him have his fun. He earned it.
Yeah, you dismount not a second too soon, as there is a heavy push of like hefty animal flesh, like grasping around one another, and again more mating cries of as that just like gets out of hand as right as you're there, having won a very unsportsmanly win, you then just have this scene unfurl with these two Hadrosauri in the middle of the starting race.
This is awkward.
It is.
Kolos quietly contemplates casting Banishing Arrow at the other one.
No. Did the dinosaur I attacked with a javelin went past the line yet?
No. These didn't pass the line out of the race. These have basically got their teams and they're trying to calm over the animals. They're not going over the race line again. There are various guards that are going towards each of the animals because a winner has been found? ? And the race is concluded. Needless to say, some of the bookies are still receiving some active participants. Speaking of Carlos, if the crowd are gonna turn unfavorably to you, you might want to grab that 1-9 odds before things go sour.
He's gonna go do that. Like, he's running.
Yeah. You go back to your bookie as that bookie definitely looks with a very stern look on his face.
Yeah.
Hey, the odds he said were if I live or not whether or not.
No, it wasn't if you live, it's if you win. You did win.
Oh,
It
okay.
wasn't if you live.
Oh, I thought he made a side comment about that.
No, not at all. You could have made that the bet. They accept it. But no, that was not what that was going on. So
Okay.
anyway, you basically gotta just start conversing with him, Kolos.
So, yeah, that bet.
He basically gets his beggar boy to, he basically gives a look. He also, make me a perception check, by the way.
Alright. Sorry, it's like really in my...
Yeah, it's all cool. Let's see that perception check. Yeah, 20 times 9, 180. Yeah, no, that's all cool. So the little beggar boy gives you 180 gold pieces worth, and he gives it to you in a satchel, of course, and you peek into it, and you can see that it is filled to the brim with Chilton minted coinage of all degrees. But it does indeed is worth 180 gold pieces.
Okay. Should we keep somewhere the party loot?
Well, whoever keeps the money is up to you guys. However, Pelagius, you're kind of standing at the finish line with a whole group of people staring at you. Not to least including some of the merchant princes. One of them being the Beastmaster, who he doesn't look happy.
I'm still worried about the dinosaur I heard. Is he just going to be not showing up at all?
What dinosaur?
The one I threw a javelin at.
Oh, tended to. Other people are there because you put him in a frenzy. You know, they're not riding that to the finish. They are getting guards to come and try to calm it down and corral it somewhere else. You know, they're cleaning up the mess of the race now, while they're still onlookers trying to decide what to make of the scene.
I think it's best if I split as soon as my Halosaurus is done mating.
That's not happening anytime soon.
Then I guess I'll talk to the Beastmaster and say he can collect his Halosaurus.
Yeah, you're not getting close to him. You see, what you have going on here is a street view. You are on a promenade that's been made vacant, while the outsides of it have crowds of people who came in this sort of parade-like fashion to watch this race. And you're just like this odd stick out of water, really, as you're in the middle of this empty promenade, while there are guards that do approach each dinosaur and rider, and basically the teams are coming by each ones, while the general onlookers are still like not warm and welcoming to you. As for you trying to get your way to the prince, he's in another part of this town, inside but at a long distance, and he is followed by an armed escort of a group of people. Yeah. You give me an insight check. Okay, that's a very good insight check. You know that it's best to make tracks and find somewhere to let this all blow over.
Sounds like a perfect chance to go into the jungle.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. So tell me what you get up to. Roleplay this moment, you guys.
Who's around me?
Hundreds of Cholton men, women, children, tens of guards that are evenly spaced across them, as a few of them are also still overlooking the Hadrosaurus mating and making sure you don't interrupt dinosaurs mating. Really, you let them.
Okay.
You let them spend it out, and then they're much more docile to corral back together. You know.
I'd like to see if any of the guards speak common.
You approach the guards. They turn on you and they look pretty damn angry. They look like they are not impressed with your javelin throwing or your thunderous smiting. It seems like you brought, they haven't really put it into a rule book because it was pretty good. So basically, a guard basically looks at you and you don't know if he speaks common, but he speaks in Cholton to you, and it seems to be in an accusatory, aggressive tone as he spits on the ground in front of you.
Whether you can understand me or not, that dinosaur still belongs to the corral down in the Tyric anchorage. Can you please return it as soon as it's done doing its business? And I'll try and regroup with my party as quick as possible.
You pretty much are confident you've spoken to an angry brick wall that didn't give a shit.
And neither do I.
Damn. No, alright then, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I've had my fun with Garlic Thunder, and he's having his fun. But yeah, it looks as though you need to make tracks.
I'm gonna use the dash axe and then get out of there.
Yeah, there we go, there we go. You look at the crowd and you finally decide to run and flee. And as you do so, it seems like you running gave the crowd what they need to sort of like, the the guilty one runs from the scene of the crime sort of situation, and a few of them start to boo. Now that being said, as for the rest of the team, what do you get up to? Elofiel, there are several guards coming upon your position now.
I kind of exhaustedly, like, using all that natural power, I kind of look at my group and I say, we gotta get out of here.
You are in the middle of the promenade, while the group are part of the spectators. So you have not rejoined with them yet. You're part of the mess of the trail that has been left behind Pelagius's way.
Oh, well, then I'm just gonna make my way over to the party then, and kind of
Alright.
just walk naturally.
Very good. There are a variety of guards that do intercept you knowingly, as they are most definitely bearing down on you. They're not getting aggressive, but they look like they want you to come with them.
I look at them and I say, can I help you?
Basically, one of them will we'll talk in. Let me just get the names right. Yeah. Basically, he says that you have been yeah, he's gonna say, for using magic on the race, you will be sent to the gladiatorial pit. So decreed by Ifan Talro.
And I kind of look offended. Using magic?
But yeah, they lower some spears to you, but not in a sort of hard-handed sort of way where they take two hands ready to bear down, but more sort of one-handed, like gently lowering it towards you, kind of, this is a formality. Don't go down this route, kind of way.
And I sigh and I say, very well, take me.
They don't grab you, but they do basically walk alongside you since you are coming peacefully, and they make your way over to this building here.
Which one? Sorry,
Actually,
I
I'm
did
sorry.
not...
I'm gonna take that back. That isn't right. They're gonna actually take you over to Tariki Anchorage. They're not gonna take you to the gladiatorial pit at all. They're gonna take you to the dinosaurs.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna do. And now, Kolos and Mr. Cleric, you can see that your paladin has begun to run, being unpopular to the populace, and Mr. Druid has been taken via some very angry-looking guards.
What should we do? What do you think?
Maybe we should, we'll let the paladin get out of his situation himself. The, druid's being led away, so there's probably gonna be less people that way, so maybe there's an opportunity to break him away from the guards.
Yeah, let's try that.
Yeah, very good. Sounds sensible. I like it. By the way, Kolos, while you're checking your money, you find this. You should find Yetka Society Iron Token.
Alright.
Do you see that in the handouts?
Yeah.
It looks like a Tyrannosaurus, a Triceratops rather, in the middle of this iron token.
He's just gonna quizzically look at it, but decide that there are more pressing matters and he'll come back to it later.
Yes, indeed. Right then, so, with that in mind, you guys begin to, chase after each other. Now, Kolos and Mr. Cleric, you actually are going to be able to catch up with the guards. If you're making a bit of a hurry, you do catch up with them, and they are away from the general crowd to a point where you could try and do a little something. Only 3 guards are around them, but you know how tough these guards actually are.
Okay. Have they seen us?
What?
Have they seen us?
They're not paying attention to many other people, so no, they haven't seen you, Mr. Cleric and Carlos.
Should we try to wait it out a little bit more, or do you want to try doing something right now?
Keep in mind, your relationship in Portney and Zaru is at stake. You are going back into the jungle, but you do have
Allies and stuff.
your Order of the Gauntlet people to join with you again, and all the other stuff.
Whatever we do, we need at least one person who's not hated.
Yeah, let's try to talk to them maybe first.
Now, Mr. Druid, as you're being walked towards, as you're being walked along, there is a man with a priestly sort of garb on him. He's a chosen male with an acolyte-like garb, and he has this like pale, milky, glassy gaze over him as he kind of brings his hand out and he murmurs in a and he basically sort of sees you and he rushes forward towards you. The guards see the old man and don't think that he's anything much dangerous, and so they don't harm him. They also recognize him to be a sort of local priest, so that would be especially bad juju to actually kill him, or to harm him. But he stumbles towards you and he whispers, "Speak to the wise guardian of Oralunga, west of Mumbala. She can direct you to that which you seek." And from there he collapses right in front of you.
I go down to him and I kind of check his pulse to see if he's like okay.
The guards allow this, and yeah, his pulse is fine. It just seems as though he's rather exhausted.
Are you able to, I don't know, after this session, can you tell me, like, so I can write it down, what he exactly said, or?
We'll copy and paste it. Don't worry.
Okay, great, thanks. And kind of not really understanding, like, these names and stuff like that, I look at him, and I look to the guards, and I say, "Do you know him?"
One of the guards doesn't, they're not here to be chit-chatting with you. So one of them basically says to the other in Chilton to basically take him back to his church, really. Reducing the manned crew to 2 now, as they begin to wean back. While the other 2, they don't choose to respond to you. They don't feel, well, you know what. One of them does say that, well, he's talking out of his mind. Mumbala is a dark place to the west of the jungle. Anyway, not like you'll be going there anytime soon. And he just basically pulls you up and ushers you to keep moving along. You are in trouble, and they're not going to be any less stern with you.
And I follow along.
There we go, this was what was said. Yeah. Okay, so Mr. Cleric and Kolos, you catch up to your druid friend. What do you get up to?
I'm just gonna observe for a little bit longer and just see what exactly is happening. He's waiting for some sort of opening.
Right. So the guards take you into one of these small, dirty, hut-like buildings, and they basically one of them basically tells you to stay put, and they close you in, and you can hear that they lock you in with the door locked, and the 2 of them guard towards the door as you're left locked up in this dirty building.
You.
Yeah, I mean it's a hot, humid dinosaur farm like shed, really. So yeah, that's a bit gross and a bit rank and a bit nasty.
All right, I just wait.
Yeah. But Kolos, what do you and Mr. Cleric do?
Does the cleric have any sort of spells to, like, open the door?
Well,
To open the door.
Or break the lock or whatever?
Like knock or something.
Clerics don't usually come with that spell unless they're part of the trickery domain, I believe.
Well, actually, I just have guidance to help with opening the door.
Hmm.
We don't have, or unless a Rogo is with us the whole time, but
Nope. No rogue at the moment, sorry.
What's the door made of?
Oh, just cheap, flimsy wood, really. You could a child could kick it in. The problem is that it has 2 guards outside of it.
Let's talk to the guards. What?
I guess it can't hurt to talk to them.
Right, yeah. So yeah, basically, you approach them. They don't go unarmed. They don't arm themselves. You're just approaching them non-threateningly as they're just like, you're wasting your time if you want to get your friend out. They're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
What's his punishment?
We don't know. It's down to Ifran, what he wants to do with him.
Maybe we can just talk to him.
Merchant princes don't talk to people willingly. They usually either get seen in Golden Throne, but Ifran, nah, he hasn't got the patience. You're more likely to have your friend turn over a new leaf than you are to see Ifran. Today, anyway.
I show them the coin we won at the race.
They look at it, they turn to you and they say, is this meant to mean anything, dwarf?
Maybe your master can tell.
Basically, they just wave their hand dismissively as they say that, I don't know what weird game you're playing at here, but no stupid coin is going to change that. Your friend was part of... Well, they got involved in a race they shouldn't have been in.
Yeah, we know that, but we just want to see what we can do to help your master.
Well, you'll keep out of his way, and he will do what he wants with this one. You will have to... Well, not much you can do. You're powerless here, really.
Maybe we should wait till the party regroups to try to do anything here.
Yeah, might be an idea. That being said, however, from the distance, you can hear some bells ringing. You can hear some bells ringing out from directly north from your position, kind of going over the hillside, over the side here. And the guards do hold their spears much more with intent now, as they do look concerned.
I'm guessing I hear this as well. Can I use Divine Sense?
Very nice. So, Pelagius, you're way out of range, but I want to give it to you. You sense undead. And they're coming from over here, at Malar's throat.
Yeah, I'm gonna rush my way as fast as I can over there.
Certainly. So one of the guards, both of the guards, basically look to one another as they're considering their post, and they're considering what this bell ringing means, and they basically say to you, look, this is probably nothing, but you should probably get inside.
What do you think this is?
We know what this is. This is undead attacking through Malor's throat.
We can help with that.
We can fight. Our friend
can
can
help
fight
too.
Well, this one's staying put. We have guards that usually deal with this anyway.
He's a very good fighter.
You saw his performance in the race. He is a good fighter and can help.
Maybe
No.
he can redeem himself.
No, we're laying him out now. I guess we're in far more trouble than any undead are. Undead happen like this all the time. Your friend's not getting out. That being said, however, you guys have a choice to join Pelagius or to basically bust this guy out. Needless to say, these guys aren't impressed with the display that your druid has performed at the races. You know, they've seen some underhanded tackling. You know, not the undead purging. Meanwhile, Mr. Goodfellow, your other paladin-like acolyte, he basically says to you when he catches up that, well, actually no, he joins up with Pelagius as he is charging himself straight for Malor's throat over with you. Yeah. And basically what's going to happen is a bit of combat's going to happen a little bit ahead of time. Just getting things together. Okay, so over here, yes, Pelagius, you're not going to start off over there. You're going to be a bit more further up. Yeah. That's
Okay.
about right. So you can see that there is this nasty-looking ghoul down at the bottom with a collection of zombies following right behind them, while your acolyte buddy is following up just behind. Mr. Goodfellow right over here, who I will assign control over to you.
Okay.
Where are you? Frederick, there we are. Yeah. So there's Mr. Goodfellow. And he has some blessed cure wounds and sacred flame, so good for undead and whatnot. But while this group are coming forward, there is this one large, four-armed, undead thing in with the bulk of a gorilla. But its tendons have become exposed as it has become decayed with some of its nasty bits and pieces. And here, have a handout of a gorillon zombie.
Oh my god.
Yes, and the gorillon zombie, these zombies, and the ghoul all have an upside-down blue triangle tattooed over their foreheads. Alright, now, I want everybody to roll me initiative, but while there will be some other people that will be joining us later. Mr. Pelagius, while we're getting everybody's initiative in order, be sure to bring in a token so your initiative actually gets put up. And Pelagius, you forgot to click your token.
I did. It showed 4, but then it reset on the turn order again.
Ah, right, because a bit too quick. Anyway, Pelagius, give me a religion check, because there is a sort of temple-like structure in the middle here. Yes, so you don't recognize the church that is actually here, but you recognize it as a church.
Okay.
What church in particular? No clue.
So should we place the tokens next to?
Yeah, put the tokens here, but you guys are not going to be in the middle of combat yet. You guys are a bit far away, and you're going to have to be dashing over the hill, really. Oh, okay. Yeah, that ghoul critted, it seems. You also do have one, no. Yeah, we also got some of the commoners who have found themselves inside this temple, but a few of them are still trickling in, running away from this rampaging gorilla that has like come over. So is this not on a loop? There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so with that,
I don't. Oh well. Probably not even gonna put my token on there.
why is that?
I'm probably not gonna get out, and also I can't do it for some odd reason.
You can wait. Oh, you should be able to drag a token out. But you can bust yourself out. It is a very flimsy bit of wood. The lock is mostly there just for making a point clear. I brought your token out anyway.
How'd you do that? Because honestly, like I couldn't
Character
do it for the
sheet,
past.
left mouse click, drag and drop.
Okay.
Yeah, don't know. Kolos, I'm putting you there, and I'm putting
Yeah, no
Mr.
problem.
Cleric there. So if you remember from what you saw over to the other side, if you want to get involved, you're going to have to climb over that hill that connects Malos, Tariki Anchorage to Malos Throat. The distance is 500 feet, but we're going to be halving that. Like even making a third of that. So basically you have 150 feet to travel, essentially. No, 120 feet to travel. 120 feet to travel.
Alright.
Alrighty, so we begin with a ghoul, actually. So the ghoul sees a paladin in front, and it hisses and snarls at you with horrifying, like, nasty, flayed face. Why is there a 0.5? Oh,
Well, I was doing
okay,
some
yeah.
math in my head, and I did it
Yeah,
reverse,
so
but I
like 2
still know the
turns,
outcome.
yeah. So the ghoul leads its way forward, dashing right up to your grill. That's its turn. Arak Fireforge, you can dash, which if you choose to, on this turn you could choose to dash into this combat, or you could give an attack at the guard door and basically bust him out if you want to.
I will attack the door.
Okay, so the 2 guards basically look down at you as you suddenly bring your warhammer out and you make that attack. Give me that attack roll, please.
Let's see.
Give me that attack roll. There we go. That is a hit, and it easily busts through the door. And the 2 guards that are there angrily look at you as they go, "Hey!" And basically, you could choose to fight these guards, or you could choose to try to run and see if they keep to Elofil or if they keep to you.
I'm gonna run
Yes.
towards the
So
the
you
bell.
did an attack action, and you can only move as much as the dwarf can, which is 25 feet, leaving you 150 to go.
I thought it was 120.
It is, and you have a movement speed of 25 feet, so my maths is wrong, and you have 95 feet to go.
Okay.
Alright.
Oh,
Now-
should I roll initiative even though I'm not there yet?
Oh, absolutely, yes. Definitely, you definitely should. Also, you've just seen your dwarf just start to attack the door between the guards. Don't worry, we're taking that 11. Taking that 11.
Sorry.
It's okay, it's okay. Yeah. So, we'll get to you a little bit later. But yes, over here, this gorilla starts to rampage its way through, and it comes forward to all of these all these commoners that are here, all these Chilton men and women, as it reaches out with, well, all four of its arms and one of its claws. It hits one the commoner and starts to mangle it up. In fact, it kills one of them already. It bites it up and starts to kill him. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, come on. Just go small. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Yes. And then with another one of its four arms, well, its other arm comes in, hits, kills another commoner. Just slicing through them like they're butter as it's rampaging through the lot of them, killing with every hit that it does. That one is actually going to be a miss, as one is spared. And it goes on with another claw, another hit. Terrible hit. And yeah, they just are going down like flies. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, no. Only 2 of the 6 that were there are still living. And that is that gorilla on zombie's turn. Hello, Phil Rosewood. The guards are looking wayward between keeping you on lockdown and chasing after the dwarf. One looks like it will chase after the dwarf. What do you choose to do?
I start dashing.
Very good. You will take 1 attack of opportunity. You know what? No. No, you're not going to take an attack of opportunity because that guard really doesn't feel good about doing that under these circumstances. It won't to harm you, so it's not going to do it. Yeah. So yeah, you dash 50 feet, 60 feet rather, and you're
no, 70, I believe, or because my speed is 35, right? So.
So yeah, 70, and you have 50 to go. Alrighty.
Right.
Now the zombies start to creep forward. They shamble over, not going for the commoners, but instead coming up to follow their ghoulish like leader. Okay. Where are we? Yes. It's now Kolos's go to be sprinting a bit more.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and dash the 60 feet.
Yeah, totally. That was my Mr. Acolyte. Oh yeah, sweet, sweet, sweet. Is he on there? You gotta... Yeah, he's on there, he's on there.
He's on there.
There we go. Nicely. Okay, so, Mr. Pelagius, it's your turn. You are getting approached by a ton of zombies. Now, some would love to do a Channel Divinity, but you spent your Channel Divinity today to be more charismatic, remember?
Yep.
Do you get your Channel Divinity back on a short rest?
1 second.
Well, either way, you haven't had...
Did we do a short rest?
No, not really.
Oh, okay, that I thought you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And your spell slots have been used up with all those thunderous smites that you did.
Yep.
Alright, so what is your action here?
I'm going to, I'm just going to, smack this guy right in front of me with a, Yukwa.
Alright, excellent. That is a miss. And I guess that's your turn.
Yep.
Alright, awesome. Alright, it is now your Acolyte's turn. And you have his spells ready and available for you to view and to cast. Some might suggest strongly towards Sacred Flame.
Yeah, I'll, Sacred Flame the closest zombie.
These are zombies, and that is a ghoul. Do you want the ghoul?
The
or
ghoul,
zombie?
in that case. Ghoul.
Okay then. Dexterity saving throw. It actually passes its dexterity and dodges the Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame is a action?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
He
In
has
that
his
case,
movement.
he'll move up to fight alongside me.
Okay. It is now the ghoul's turn, and it goes to bite at you, Pelagius. It rolls a 15, which is a miss. Alright. Arak Fireforge, it's your turn now. Which is to say that you've dashed 50 feet, and you have another 70 to go. Is that how you spend your action? Arak Fireforge. Pekis.
Sorry, yeah. Yeah, I'm dashing 50 feet and I have 45 to go because I was 95 before.
You're exactly right. Sorry. But yeah, so by the next turn you should be able to be in here. Okay. Yeah, this Gorillon zombie, it continues to mash up the commoners in here. It goes in with another claw. Hit. Oh. Yeah, it oh. Yeah, it mangles up those two as it then starts to climb over the roof of this building and like stares down while one of its arms is holding onto a chimney while its three matted, decaying arms basically hang there as it aims down towards this scene below it. And that's its turn. Ilophiel Rosewood, by you dashing again, you'll be able to get in this scene with I think 10 feet to spare, which will basically take you to here if you want to.
If I move my full speed, like not dashing, would I be 120 feet from the gorilla?
Here's the situation. You dashed and you moved 70 feet. You have another 70 feet from dashing, or rather you have 50 feet to go, which basically means 20 feet of being in this scene if you dash. And what I will allow is you can move 20 feet from any portion of the right side of the screen. So you can go anywhere down this side, you know?
No, but I mean, like, if I move 35 feet, would I be 120 feet from the gorilla, basically, yeah?
Wow. Okay, I see you're preparing for a spell. 120 feet gets you to the edge of this... No. 50 feet gets you to the edge of this map. The gorilla is 35 feet from the edge of the map, so that's 85 feet. So it's within 180. And you can see it.
Okay, so I don't... Yeah, so I can still cast it even if I'm not in the area, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna move 35 feet then.
Okay.
And I'm gonna point my staff, my rose staff, towards the gorilla, and I'm gonna utter an I'm gonna utter a spell, and that spell, which is your favorite, I remember.
Ooh.
I'm going to cast this one. Why can't I cast it?
I'm interested in what
Why
my
the
favorite
hell?
spell is. Remember to do it. Oh, there we go. Oh! Yeah, I remember you. Okay, so
I'm gonna... Yeah.
Ghostly Flames, Constitution saving throw. What damage type is this?
This is Radiant.
Ha! Ooh! Yeah! This is going to shake some things up, actually. No, this is a good one. Okay, so this makes a 40-foot high cylinder, a 5-foot radius, so 10-foot diameter. Here we go. Where do you want to just put it right on the gorilla?
Yeah, basically. Wow, that fit.
Yeah, it's a perfect fit. But keep in mind that you could get 2 zombies if you so chose, and all that jazz. But yeah, right on the gorilla. Ooh, nice. It's not a shape changer, so you don't have to deal with any of that. So this is a flat Constitution saving throw. Despite being undead, has that con. It crits that con, but it still does half damage. So go on and give me that half damage. Yeah.
So what is that? Half rounded up or down?
Damage
is
to
it?
be rounded down. It's the same if it happened to you guys, which is always the generous way to go.
So 5?
Yes. However, the ghostly flashing of fire tinges to its being as this creature most definitely was not a fan of it. Not a fan of it at all. Give me... No, I won't ask that yet. But no, very good round. Very good round. Make sure you stay back so you can keep doing this, because this is a great spell. Alright.
Alright.
Now the zombies move in. They come and swarm around you, Pelagius. Alright. 3 zombies are going after you, just ramming their husks against you. A 21, a 15, and a 6. The 21 doing 5 points of bludgeoning damage. What were you saying, Frederick?
I was talking to myself and I hit my push talk.
Okay. Well, a 21 is a hit and it does 5 points of damage. Now
Done.
for your acolyte, who you got into combat with. He is gonna get 2 slam attacks. There's a 15 and a 5. The 15 does 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
I'm going to put disadvantage on that.
Alright. That makes it a 7, which makes it a miss. Very nice. That is your reaction spent. Very, very nice. You protect your buddy. That is the end of that turn. P.S. Radiant. Okay, Mr. Paladin. Give me a religion check.
1 second.
Yeah. Zombies have a way of staying on their feet even after being decked, you know. Sometimes the divine essence is what's needed to help tip the scales. Anyway, Kolos, it is now your turn.
I moved 60 last time. How much further do I have?
60, and you will emerge to the right-hand side of the screen at anywhere of your choosing.
Alright, so I'm gonna... 1 second. So, the right-hand side, do you mean like that whole pathway right there where like Pelagius and all them are fighting as long as I'm at the top? Or over there?
As in, you can put yourself anywhere across this, like, column. Anywhere.
Alright, Alright, I'm going to emerge right here, and then I'm going to use action surge, and I'm going to use my piercing arrow.
Yes, very nice. Yeah,
Let me just pull all that up really fast.
Yeah, no, you made a nice line for this arcane shot. Absolutely. And you definitely unleash a sizzling arrow of magic straight through all of their sides and their head. Wonderful. But you still gotta make a successful attack before we deal with the dexterity saving throw. That is a bit of a messy bit of details. Best to tidy that into the arcane shot details when you can.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, let me go do that. I just roll longbow, right?
Yes. Oh!
Well done.
My word! But do you know what this means? The damage from your arcane shot is doubled!
Lit.
Yes! Fucking lit! Woohoo! So firstly, you absolutely cleave the jaw of that zombie. Now, okay, so on a failed... So basically, you have 12 points of damage you're sharing to all these other zombies. Now, when you do your arcane shot, you do an extra d6 piercing damage. That becomes a dexterity saving throw to do. So, give me an extra 2d6, Kolos. That 12 becomes a 20. Now these other fools are going to make dexterity saving throws against it. Zombie number 2. What's your DC?
1 second.
8 plus proficiency plus something you have.
Intelligence modifier.
Intelligence modifier, okay.
-1.
Alrighty, so what does that equal out?
9.
Alrighty, that's a success. Wait, 9? 8? Yeah.
Yeah,
nine,
it's just 9.
Yeah. Pass. Fail. And the ghoul will make a dexterity. Fail! Ah, yes! So, firstly, he takes half, takes 10 as he is bloodied. The ghoul, the ghoul, having not as much health as I thought he had, takes all of that 20 as he looks utterly reamed by your piercing arrow. And the other zombie takes just as much. You've done a full sum of 50 points of... No, you've done a full sum of about... like more than 60 points of damage in this round, Kolos, as you just utterly fly through them all. Absolutely outstanding. And is there a way you want that to look? Because it's an amazing shot.
It just like goes straight through them.
It does, and it keeps going. It's like it's like Zandu's. No.
Yandu?
Yandu or Dante. There we go. Yes. It's just his arrow. It's just his arrow going through everything, and it just keeps going. You know, it just keeps going. Oh my goodness. Okay, Pelagius. This crowd has just been culled. No shitting you. This magical arrow has absolutely harvested half of their being as bits of decayed fleshy matter splay off their beings from this magical charging arrow.
I'm going to attack the ghoul again with the Yikla.
Oh, excellent.
And then use my bonus action to shove the ghoul right next to me to my left.
Well, firstly, you attacked the ghoul, and with that attack, the ghoul dies, having its head chopped off as it wobbles from the arcane arrow. Now then, after an attack action on your turn, as a bonus, you can shove a creature. Which creature is your choice?
This one.
This one. No, that one you mean. Okay, that zombie is gonna make a dexterity save, which it shouldn't be good in. It fails, and that zombie goes prone. Very nice. Wait, hang on. Add your shield's AC bonus to dexterity. Wait, what? If you want, yeah. There needs to be some bullet points.
Oh yeah, my bad.
If you want incapacitated.
It's based on my screen, but it didn't translate when posted.
After an attack action on your turn, you can use shove a creature. Shove a creature. Not to prone a creature, just shove. Okay.
Yeah,
this
just
one
5
goes
feet.
back 10 feet. Oh, no, 5 feet? Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, good round. You bash it with a shield, certainly. That is your bonus action spent. It is your acolyte's turn. I strongly advise he gives a sacred flame to this zombie or this zombie. Very strongly recommend that. But more this zombie.
Okay. In that case, Sacred Flame on the last pointed zombie.
Alrighty. Oh no! The zombie meets its DC. I know it seems like a bit manhandling to control you, but you may thank me when you see what goes on later.
Okay.
But the zombie just makes the saving throw, just narrowly avoiding it.
Wow.
Yeah. And that ghoul is down. That ghoul's dead, so no need to worry.
Wait, isn't it Defender's one, or am I? Oh, okay. Never mind.
Okay.
My mind was going crazy.
Okay, Iraq Fireforge turn. You've moved a total of 75 feet. You have 55 feet.
50, yeah.
Yeah.
So I have 45 feet left. So
by the time you
alright.
dash, you will end up somewhere over here.
okay, let's say here.
Okay, very good. You don't have to be
And
there. You could be anywhere down along this map if you want to be.
no, it's fine. I'm gonna stick there.
Okay then. And I guess you
And
dashed
I
it.
still have. And I still have 5 feet, I think. So I'm gonna move up here.
Alright, awesome. It is the gorilla zombie's turn now, and it is getting out of that.
It has to make a Constitution saving throw.
This is my favorite.
That's
stuff.
why I cleared my throat. No, it makes that. It makes that, I believe.
It does, and you can see all these, which is no good. Need to hide these.
Yeah.
Either way, yeah, it passes, but it's still going to take half the radiant damage.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, 6.
Yeah, no, that still hurts. And the flames linger. Now, the zombie goes around the side, and he starts unleashing some hell onto the paladin. First, a claw, an 11. Then another claw, a 19. Then another claw, and then another claw. All 4 of them being brutally put to work. So you take, not the crit, but you take 14 plus 8, being 22 points of damage. And the gorillon puts a bite onto Mr. Acolyte here. Now, because of your shield, I imagine you want to impose disadvantage.
Yes.
That is a miss by the skin of the teeth. Very nice. Very nice. And that is its turn. Let me, Whoa, are you down?
Yes, I had 19.
Oh, geez.
Oh, geez, indeed. Now, can you move your moonbeam?
I can, yes.
Oh, you have a lot of choices, you know.
Yeah. I'm.
It could thin a crowd very easily.
I'm gonna move it over the 3 zombies that are like in a triangle.
Like this.
There you go. Yeah.
If I can draw it, I allow it, and I will allow this. Certainly. Now, because it's happened on your turn, do they do this now?
Yes, they do.
Very good. Zombie at the bottom. Pass. Zombie on the
Yep.
left. Fail. Zombie
Yes.
on top. Fail.
Yes.
Roll me the 2d6 again. Or 2d12. 2d10.
Oh.
Yeah! Woo! That-
So the one only takes 7, and then the rest take 14.
Yeah. So this one down here, he is eviscerated. Truly. I've lost him in the turn order. God fucking damn it. Okay, I know they were initiative 11. Okay. The other one, he takes 14 points of damage, and the agonizing light lingers over his being, while the other one who passed will take half of that, but yet the light will linger against him from all of this like radiant energy, as he looks particularly unnerved by this. Very nice. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I might, after Colossus go, the zombies will have a turn.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, but Colossus, it's your turn.
I'm just gonna use a regular arrow at the zombie directly in front of me.
Sweet. Go for it. Yeah, that's a great hit, and you do some decent damage.
And that's all he's gonna do.
You have a movement if you wish to take it.
This is probably the best. Wait 1 second. Actually, I'm gonna like move gonna move there.
Sweet, yeah, good choice. Okay, so I know that Mr. Ghoul got to have a poke at you before you went to attacking them, Pelagius. Basically, I think the zombies are gonna have their turn now. Mr. Zombie and this one over here comes to Mr. Acolyte. They're just gonna try to slam him. Alright, those are 2 hits, and Mr. Acolyte, Mr. Goodfellow.
That is just at his hit points.
I'm gonna say he's unconscious and stable, but he is down. He is not NPC dead. I think because that's so perfectly on his health, he's not dead outright. But you know, soon to be. Now these zombies.
And those ones have to make Constitution saving throws now.
Oh my god, they both fail. Roll me 2d10. Moonbeam, man. Okay, so that's actually nice and low. The one at the top takes that, and the radiantness comes away, or still there rather, as it goes around this way, and it's gonna go for Arak around the corner, grueling and drooling as it does.
Okay, I'm gonna cast warding flare to impose disadvantage.
Excellent, that's gonna become a miss. And the other thingy, now you did 8 points of damage, and the radiant flames eviscerate this zombie, destroying him. Very nice. Yes, very nice indeed. Okay, the Acolyte is not going to make a saving throw, but Mr. Pelagius, please give me a saving throw. Alright, that's 1 failure. With Pelagius down, with a thinning group of zombies, but one very thick and bulking gorillon zombie there, we will end today's session.